Hello and welcome. My name is Tony Gulotta, and my website is Awaken Your Creator. I'd like to welcome you to my new podcast, Helping You Happen. My goal with this podcast is to give you the knowledge and tools that will show you how to create from the blueprint called life. My journey began with the question, why don't motivational books, tools, and techniques not last? At least not in the long term. Why do so many of us that have read motivational books, we attend the motivational seminars, tried all the motivational techniques, lose that inspiration shortly thereafter? What I have found is motivational speaking, books and techniques just don't last, at least not in the long term. So many have also tried to apply the law of attraction to achieve success, with only disappointment and despair as the result. Why is that? You know where you want to go in life. The problem is you just do not know how to get there, what steps to take, what your thought process should be. Utilizing the knowledge of modern science, of quantum physics, inspiration, and ancient spirituality, and they're more and they are more closely linked than you can imagine. We will give you the information that you can use for lasting results to help you reach your maximum potential. It is truly not that hard. For me, it all started with a quote I found from Neville Goddard, speaker of the 50s, 60s, wrote many inspirational metaphysical books. And the quote is this, that each person is born with an infinite power against no earthly force is of the slightest significance. That is a powerful quote. And that quote offers a message of hope and, once understood, the path to success. So think about that quote for a moment. No matter what your circumstance in life, there's a creative power within you that no other known force is equal to, and that is powerful. So for right now, just believe with all your heart that that quote is true, that you were born with an infinite power to change your life right now. Change your circumstances in life now. What I believe this quote tells us is that we are connected to a source, and that is the source of all things, and that because of that, we can be co-creators in this life of ours. Unfortunately, up until now, we have been programmed to believe an alternate story that we ourselves are powerless, that we must depend on an outside source, a giver of gifts. So in a time of need, we wait and wait for an answer that most of the time never shows up. And it just leads to discouragement and disappointment. So this quote from Goddard is powerful. But let's get off track for a minute and think, who else besides Goddard could have been trying to send us that same message? Maybe certain religions, possibly? So what does Christianity tell us? The kingdom of heaven is within you. We all exist in the mind of a creative source, the source being a universal creative consciousness. Is that message, that the kingdom of heaven within you, telling us that we share a universal creative consciousness and energy, and that is what makes us uniquely human? Religion calling it a soul? Our soul, or consciousness, being at the same time part of the universal source of all creation. And you can call it the biblical Holy Spirit. And this is not a religious podcast. I'm just giving you a religious point of view. We'll get into a scientific point of view, and we'll move on from there. Our power within, our individualized consciousness, the breath of life given to us from the universal source of all, you can think of yourself as a droplet in the vast ocean called life. But even though you're just a droplet, you're still part of the whole ocean. So what does Hinduism teach? Brahman and Atman are one. Atman being the individual consciousness. Brahman being the universal consciousness, the creative source. Brahman is an unchanging universal spirit or consciousness which underlies all things. Atman is the individualized essence of Brahman. Atman translated as soul. That sounds familiar. Atman is compared to the soul, or your consciousness, the part of your inner being that is connected to all universal creative power. The source of all things and your soul are one. Your inner consciousness connected to the universal creative conscious. All are one. The power within, or that force within that Goddard quotes, is a consciousness, a creative, powerful consciousness. Not the consciousness of the five senses, but a deeper, life-changing power that is connected to the source of all creative power. Again, I'll go back to you think of yourself as just a droplet in this vast ocean called life. But remember, you're still part of the power of the whole ocean. Now, what does science say about this creative power? Max Planck, father of quantum physics, he says this: "There is no matter as such. All matter originates and exists only by a virtue of a force which brings the particles of an atom to a vibration and holds this minute solar system of the atom together." And get this, he also says, "We must assume behind this force the existence of a conscious mind." Planck again: "I regard matter as derived from consciousness." Erwin Schrödinger, father of quantum physics, he says, "Quantum physics thus reveals a basic oneness of the universe." I'll go back to Max Planck. And he says, again, I'm going to talk about his quote again. He starts, "As a man who has devoted his whole life to the most clear-headed science, to the study of matter, I can tell you, as a result of my research about the atoms, this much. There is no matter as such. All matter originates and exists only by virtue of a force which brings the particles of an atom to vibration and holds the most minute solar system of the atom together." He goes on, "We must assume behind this force the existence of a conscious and intelligent mind. This mind is the matrix of all matter." Another quantum physicist, Eugene Wigner: "It is not possible to formulate the laws of quantum mechanics in a fully consistent way without reference to consciousness." So, we are all extensions of the greater creative source. We are all extensions of the greater creative source. We can create a new reality. We have that power within. We can think of ourselves as co-creators with the creative source of all things. We are individual, but still one with the universal creative consciousness. We have always looked outside for answers, looking for, again, that giver of gifts, while all along that power to create and change your life was already given to you and is in you. You can begin to change your life now. It could be said now that consciousness is the cause as well as the substance of your world. So it is to consciousness that we must turn to discover the secret, the force. When you are working with the knowledge of that law, you can build and maintain an incredible reality. The mechanism of creation is hidden in the very depth of your subconscious mind. Your subconscious is what is a part of the vast ocean called universal consciousness, the source of all things. All is one. The subconscious mind, your subconscious mind, contemplates a feeling as a fact existing within itself, and on this assumption proceeds to give expression to it. Ideas are impressed on the subconscious through the medium of emotion and feeling. No idea can be impressed on the subconscious until it is felt. Feeling is the medium through which ideas are conveyed to the subconscious. Your thought with feeling is the delivery and communication system for your desire that connects you to the blueprint of creation, where creation is complete. Thought and feeling from the wish fulfilled is the high-quality vibratory delivery and communication system that calls your answer into your reality. There are two gateways into the subconscious: brainwaves and visualization, subjects we will expand upon later in the podcast. It cannot be said enough that emotions and feelings that are heartfelt and combined with thought will impress the subconscious mind. If you assume your desire and live there as though it were true, no power on earth can stop it from becoming a fact. That's from Neville Goddard. Creative visualization is the process of creating and seeing images in your mind using the powers of imagination that we all have as a natural ability of consciousness. By making these images as realistic as possible within the mind, and by adding the energy enhanced by heartfelt emotion, your desire is impressed on the subconscious mind, the seed is planted. This is the true law of attraction, or what I like to call the law of creation. It's automatic and it must come to pass. Creative visualization works at both conscious and subconscious levels of the human mind. We're all constantly creating by means of thought, images passing through our mind. But when you visualize, you are creating the blueprint for your desire. The blueprint is impressed on the creative, intelligent, universal consciousness through your subconscious mind. That intelligent, creative energy begins to build from that blueprint of creation. It builds your dream and manifests your desires into your reality. Why? Because think creation as complete, meaning not only does every desire, dream, and wish already exist, past, present, and future, relative to our earth time, it's already existing within this intelligent energy called creative consciousness, where the blueprint of creation lies. So by harmonizing your subconscious energy by means of creative visualization using emotion and feeling, imagining beyond any doubt whatsoever that your desire will be manifested into your reality, this process is all about the influence and balancing of universal energy by the mind. Consciousness is the creative power in this universe, and it is the power of your subconscious mind that is the connection to the creative consciousness of the universe. The law of attraction, or the law of creation, begins in your subconscious mind. Your thought seeding into the subconscious mind merges with the universal subconscious creative mind. That becomes the law of your life. Through that one great law of your life, and that law is simply a force, it must happen. The true law of attraction. We, as David Bohm calls it, another father of quantum physics, We live in a world of pure potential. We live in a world where everything is possible, and science is now proving that through quantum physics. The magnificent truth is that we are all powerful with infinite potential, and the only place we can discover and realize this truth is not in some external text or set of exercises, but rather within ourselves. Einstein says, human being is part of the whole, called by us the universe. So how do we begin? We begin by asking. By asking, you are calling for your answer. We know that everything down to its purest form is energy, including your thoughts. So asking is the beginning of energy transformation. Asking is calling your desire from the cosmic potentiality, all possibilities, into your reality. Giving your desire form, it all begins with the power of asking. Thank you for joining me. See you next time.